Today we're going to be marking the main corners of a new rectangular cabin.
It's just a 4-corner cabin. A couple weeks ago I came out and marked in before the footer was in, of course, and just marked some stakes so they know where to dig. And so now they came out and they dug and they put rebar in the ditch and they put concrete in, and they did it a little bit wider than the dimensions of the cabin so that there's space for the cabin wall to fit on. And so these nails that I'm going to put in, it's for the masons to come out and put the block wall or the basement wall that you see on all homes, and that's how they know where to actually square up the cabin and where to put the corners. This is a newer GPS unit, and what makes it newer is how many satellites it picks up. So certain satellites that are in orbit are specifically for survey receivers. The military uses them, surveyors use them, engineers use them, and these GPS units are receiving satellites from US satellites, European satellites, Russian satellites, and Chinese satellites. So on a good day, with all of those satellites available, we could be receiving 25 to 30 satellites at a time. And so this unit is communicating right now with a radio and a GPS, another GPS unit that's down in the valley. And it's receiving the radio signal through the antenna here and into the internal radio. And it's the fixed position of that unit that corrects the location of me moving around. That's the way that I can know where I am on the earth, vertically and horizontally. And so as long as I get radio signal from it, I can get corrected locations. And that's part of the setup time and the planning that a lot of people just don't end up seeing actually happen. Most surveying equipment tends to keep up with a lot of the technology that most of us are familiar with, such as our phones, computers, data transfers, and similar devices. And this right here is the radio that communicates with this radio. And that's what sends data back and forth between the robot to here. And then from this point, this is Bluetooth, and this is Bluetooth. And so the same data that goes from here to the radio gets transferred from here with Bluetooth to the data collector. This yellow device on the top is infrared light. And then on the top of the instrument up on the hill here, there's another infrared light sensor. And so the first thing that happens when you make the instrument search for the prism, it searches first for the infrared light to know generally where it's at. Then it ignores the infrared light and it zeroes in on the reflective prism and waits for a return laser reflection back to the instrument. And then on the screen here you can see that it searches and then it informs you when it's locked onto the prism. And once it's locked onto the prism, you can walk around and the instrument will follow you right into the center of that prism.